Welcome back to Art with Miss Karen. I'm so excited to make some Christmas-themed art with you to celebrate this time of year. Grab your paper and pencil and get ready to be creative. For our reindeer, I'm going to start with a circle for the head on this side of my paper. This is going to be the back part of his head, so we need to add on a rectangle to the front of his head where his nose is going to be. Next thing I'm going to do is make a jelly bean for the body. Now I need to know how far away I need his body to be, so this is how long the neck will be. So make your body start where you want the neck to extend to. So I'm going to make a jelly bean shape for my reindeer's body. Next thing I'm going to do is add in the neck. So I'm going to make a curving shape that goes to the bottom of the jelly bean, and then another curving shape that goes to the top of the jelly bean. We're going to add in the front leg. I'm going to make a rectangle that lines up with the edge of this jelly bean. So there's part of the front leg. We're going to make the rest of the front leg bending down. So another rectangle about the same size as the other one. And then we'll add on the hoof by making a triangle shape on the front and another triangle shape next to it. We're going to go ahead and do the other front leg pointing down. So a rectangle and then you can add on the hoof on there as well. We're going to do the back legs by making a big circle connected to our jelly bean, and then a rectangle just touching the edge of that circle. And then add on a hoof with two triangles next to each other on that side. We're going to make our other back leg with another circle that is behind this one. So if you want to imagine this is our circle, so I'm just going to make a curving shape here. Another curving shape there. And the other rectangle. And then we're going to add on the hoof onto that shape. We're also going to make sure that this leg connects. So this circle, I'm going to make a little curve that attaches it to this rectangle. So let's go ahead and add in some more details on the face. The first thing I can do to the face is round off the nose. Now, if you want your reindeer to be Rudolph, you can actually go ahead and draw a circle for the nose, and I'll be doing that today. Or if you want it to be a regular reindeer, you can just draw a teardrop for the nose. But since we're going to make him Rudolph, I'm not going to make the teardrop for the nose. I'm actually going to erase the corner and add in a circle. And then I'm also going to bring down this line, curve it into a smile, and then round off this bottom corner for the chin. So we'll need to erase that corner for the chin. We're going to bring this line back and make sure it curves into that circle. So we're going to erase this extra line of our circle and this back part of our circle. And then we will add the ear, a curving line going back, and then back to the circle. We're also going to add on a line on the ear. For the eye, we're going to go ahead and make a little rainbow and then a curving line underneath it. We're going to add a little circle in the corner to make it look like a reflection. All right, we're going to do the part of the reindeer that might be the most difficult for some people, which is the antlers. So before I do the antlers, I'm going to make a little tuft of hair like grass and make sure his head is all squared away and done. And for the antler, I'm going to make kind of a backwards L shape to start off with. Backwards and upside down. Next, I'm going to make another line next to it. This is going to be the width of the antler, so make sure it's not too far away, but also not too close. This line is going to sweep up and around. If you don't have enough space on your paper, you can make a shorter antler, but I'm just using the space that I have. You don't want your antler to be longer than the length of your neck. So mine is a little bit shorter than my whole neck length, so that'll be a good antler length or height. I'm going to make a rounded tip on the top of my antler, bring it down a little bit, and then I'm going to make another point on my antler, but still rounded to make him look cute. Continue it down. I'm going to make another bump on this antler, and then 3 little bumps on the end. Okay, so there's one antler, and now we need to show the other antler from the other side. I'm going to match this antler on the bottom left of every line. So I'm basically tracing this antler all the way around. All right, there we go. So now we have 2 antlers, and then we'll also go ahead and add a second ear. He also needs a tail, so I'm going to make a backwards rainbow. And then we're going to start adding a little bit more fur to our reindeer. So the back part of the tail, I'm actually going to make some puffy little lines. Let's go ahead and tidy up his body and get rid of some of the extra lines that we don't need anymore. We don't need this jelly bean shape inside of our leg, and we can connect our circle and rectangle. We can also get rid of the top of this circle for the leg. We still need this part to show how it connects to the body. And we can also erase the top of this part of the jelly bean. This right here is going to be the shoulder for our front leg. And we can bring up that rectangle line for the elbow. We can add on a little bit more to, at least for mine, my jelly bean needs like a rainbow shape to show the top part of the shoulder. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this one more line. Now, my reindeer needs to look a little bit more furry and fuzzy, so I'm gonna add some feathering to his legs, which just means that he has some longer hair on his legs. So I'm gonna erase the bottom and right side of all of my rectangles, and I'm just gonna add on some puffy shapes, just like a cloud. and I round off his knee right here. Okay, so I'm going to do that for all of my legs. I'm also going to add a little bit more fur to his neck and to his belly. So I'm going to erase his neck and his belly. And I can still see the faint line where they were. So I'm going to add on some furry bits. Just like that. Now our reindeer also could use a harness in order to pull Santa's sleigh. So we're going to add on a rounded rectangle shape that follows his neck and has a bump at the top to go over his shoulder. And it's going to come down and around his girth. I'm also going to add on a connector piece here. And then I also like to add some jingle bells. So I'm going to make a circle and add an X on top of it. You can add the D ring here where it connects to Santa's sleigh and make a rope that goes off your page. Or if you want to, you could make more reindeer and connect each of your reindeer together to draw Santa's sleigh. We'll also need the other rope coming from the other side of his harness. Okay, one more thing we're going to add to our reindeer are the patches of white. So I'm going to make some lines where the white patches are separated from the rest of the tan reindeer. So his tail is one of them. He's going to have a white belly, a white neck, a white patch on his face, some white patches on his legs, and there we have it. So here is our reindeer ready to pull a sleigh. And now we're going to add in some details for the background. And then we're also going to begin tracing the whole outline of our reindeer and background with markers. After we're done with markers, we're going to color it all in with crayons. So I'm going to first draw in some background shapes. So I'm going to draw some mountains that are far away. Maybe he's flying over a mountain range. Just a nice wiggly shape like that. Okay. I'm also going to add in the northern lights or aurora borealis. So I'm going to make a wavy line in the sky. Okay, so I'm going to start with brown, and you can use any colors you want, but I do prefer to outline my drawings with a darker color. If you have colored pencils and you'd rather trace your outline with colored pencil and push hard with the outline and color in softly, then that would look really nice too. now that our entire picture is outlined with markers, I'm going to start coloring in very lightly with my crayon and try to color inside the lines. Once you're done filling in all of the shapes, I'm going to go ahead and add in some reflections from our aurora borealis. So I'm going to add in some highlights of yellow on our snowy mountains, just on like the tops, just kind of shading it in. I'm also going to add in some reflections of yellow onto Rudolph here on the tops. And then we can also add in where his light is shining. So I already added in quite a bit of it already, but basically you want to make some shines that come straight from his nose. And I'm going to add in a little bit of red shining on his face, maybe a little bit of red shining on his chest or maybe on his legs, just to show where that red light is shining. And that wraps it up for our drawing of Rudolph.
Thanks again for joining Art with Miss Karen. I hope you enjoyed making art with us today. If you want to share your art with me, please send it to artwithkaren@gmail.com, and I would love to see what you guys did today. Also, don't forget to look back at the rest of the videos on my channel to see if there's something else that you want to learn how to draw. Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you soon.